Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to episode 23. Just stopped for our morning coffee. It's a habit we can't seem to kick despite it being 36 degrees today and 5 days to the next town with limited water supply. We've just left from Kalbarri. Beautiful town. We had a great 0 day there. Probably our first relaxing 0 day without doing a bunch of jobs and having to maintain the bikes and do those sorts of things. So
it was a lot of effort to not do jobs though. We kept thinking of things, being like, oh, we should definitely, no. Just reading today, nothing.
Put the list away.
Stop that.
Yeah. So now we've got a 5-day stretch to Carnarvon. At the moment we're ducking back inland into a healthy little headwind, but through some beautiful open rolling plains and right near the gorges. The dirt's starting to change colour again, so it's a stunning ride this morning. I think for the next 2 days we're going to be riding through this kind of landscape, and then we had a look on Google Maps satellite image yesterday, and it just switches at this point from green to red, with a sapphire blue coast on the side. So we're really pumped. This is something that Libby has been waiting for a long time, the gorges and the rocks and the red dirt.
That's all I want. I just want to see that red dirt.
I'm coastal. Lib loves the gorges.
Yeah, and the rivers, and I want to see a crocodile.
Crocodile would be sweet. Yeah, 5 days to Carnarvon. There's a couple of roadhouses in between, but we're going remote again, which we're very excited about. Yeah. We're trying to book north quickly because school holidays are coming up in a week, and we don't want to be anywhere near Exmouth by that time because apparently the roads get crazy and the town is completely full. So we're trucking north. That's the plan for the next 5 days. Enjoy.
What's going on there?
It's so cold.
We decided to wet our shirts and it was a great call, although James is struggling.
Roll my buttons.
Oh no, look. Oh, you idiot. So hot.
Yeah. Pretty nice in the shade. The temperature ended up getting to 38 degrees, so we bunkered down for a while to escape the heat. We jumped in the river. It was beautiful. We've decided to wait until dark and then do an extra 50 k's to get to a water tank, and then get up at 3 a.m. in the morning to do the final 80 k's to the roadhouse, because it's getting to 43 tomorrow and 43 for the next 4 days. So too hot to ride. I think we're just going to have to be nocturnal for 4 or 5 days I mean, it's stunning out here. The moon is massive. The sunset's beautiful. We haven't had a chance to do night riding yet, so we'll see how we go. And I think just try and bunker down in the roadhouses during the day. But
yeah,
today's ride was very pretty. A lot of climbing, bit of a headwind, but the dirt's getting red like we were hoping for. And we're just getting super remote, which is exactly what we're after. So the temperature and the flies are just things that we've got to deal with. We've got to be flexible. And yeah, so night riding, new experience. All right, it's now 7:30 in the morning, and we're just stopping for lunch. We ended up rolling into camp last night at about 9:30. Got a few hours sleep with a full moon above us. It was pretty bright, and then woke up at 3:30? 4 in the morning, back on the bikes to get 70 k's done this morning before it gets too hot. 43 degrees today. Full moon came out last night. We were able to watch that, and that lit our way. And then we saw the sunset, and then this morning again we saw the sunrise. So it was really beautiful. It was nice to see this landscape from a different perspective at a different time of day. The dirt's getting red, the termite mounds are coming out. So yeah, we'll get to town and then tuck away for the day. Morning. Bit of deja vu this morning. It's 8 o'clock and we're having lunch. We woke up this morning at about 4:15. We had the top off our tent, and we felt a couple of drops coming down. We looked up and there was just forks of lightning just like licking the sky, and really dark clouds. It was like orange lightning.
Yeah, it was cool.
Big storm came, so we had to pack up real quick and then jump on the bikes and make it to the next roadhouse before we got caught in the electric storm. There's no wind, so we actually were able to ride out of it pretty safely.
Yeah.
So we stocked up on water, and now we're just having lunch. We're having a bit of coffee. We got wraps. We bought an apple pie at the roadhouse, and we got some Scotch fingers. So we'll have lunch, have coffee, and then hit the road again. Not too many more Ks. We've already done a chunk this morning. And we're heading back to the coast. There's a pretty cheap paid site right on the coast. It's got showers, it's got toilets, and looks like a really good place to hang out. It's meant to be 43 degrees once the sun pokes out behind the clouds, so that's going to be a good spot for us to camp out for the day, I think.
Yeah.
Libby, it's 40 degrees. It's time to go. just arrived in Gladstone Bay. It's a pretty bumpy road in, lots of corrugations on the dirt road, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Good
horrible.
test for the bikes. But beautiful spot. Apparently there's heaps of dugong out here, so we might go and have a look for them a little bit later on. There's a shower with some bore water, so I think we're just going to spend the afternoon hanging out here. We're just tucked away under a rotunda, so we'll shelter from the heat for the day. And what will we do? Bit of reading.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about cutting the hair too. It's getting really long. It's hard to manage, so we might get the scissors out and try and do a home job on that.
Yeah.
It's about 4 p.m. We're just on our way out from Gladstone Bay. We had a nice day today. No riding until this point because it's hitting above 40 degrees again. So we spent a pretty cruisy day hiding away from the sun. Corrugations! Let's try that again. So on our way about 25 k's away from the next roadhouse, which is the Warramul Roadhouse. And then I think we'll ride into the night tonight, get up again super early tomorrow because it's going to be hot again with a headwind. So I think in bed by about 9-10 o'clock tonight and up at about 3 a.m, which is not ideal, but it's just what we got to do. Be flexible, work with the elements, makes the riding itself more comfortable. So that's the plan.
All right, good morning. So it's currently about maybe 6:30. We've ridden 30 k's out from camp. We were up at 3:30, which was just ridiculous to try and beat both the heat and a headwind today. We've got another 50 k's to go, so hopefully we'll be in town by 9-ish, 9:30. And then we've got a few jobs to do because tomorrow is Good Friday, so everything will be shut. So we've got a mad rush to get a couple of things done. And then we take a day off tomorrow, so we'll do a whole heap of editing and just hang out, I think.
Okay, so we're now in Carnarvon. We've been here for 2 days now. We arrived yesterday. We had our ride in pretty early in the morning, didn't we? We got up at 3:30, like Lib said.
Yeah.
Ended up getting in here at about 9:30. So that wraps up this sort of 5-day stretch, Kalbarri to Carnarvon. Lots of night riding in this stretch and into some red dirt, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
But night riding was definitely a new experience for us to do it consistently.
Yeah. And it had pros and cons to it. So obviously we were doing it to avoid the heat primarily.
Yeah, and had to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you waste so much water if you're riding in 40 plus heat.
Yeah, we'd calculated that if we're riding 30 Ks in 25 degree heat, we're drinking about 750 ml of water, just a standard bottle. But if we're out in the 35 plus degree heat, we're drinking 3 times that. So
yeah, we just can't carry enough.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest pro, is that we got to avoid that heat. It was also really cool to like see the moon rise and then have the full moon just like lighting our way and all the stars. It was, really, really nice. Every time we'd say to people that we're doing night riding, their reaction is, "Are you sure that's safe?" And actually we felt way more safe on the roads during the night, because the trucks and the cars, their lights are so bright. You can see them for like 10 minutes before they come up on you. And we're literally only getting, maybe one car every 15 minutes?
Yeah, if that. Like, yeah.
And they'd give us a wide berth. So, yeah, perfectly safe. In fact, it was easier riding. Yeah. Because we could properly relax. And the other thing is that the wind drops right down during the night, so that made for easy riding as well. But it does have its downside, because you're not going past all this beautiful scenery. It's twofold. It's not really inspiring any thoughts in your head. Say you see a goat, that like leads on to a train of thought in your own head, but it's also a conversation starter between us. So it's quite isolating to ride in the nighttime, because you really only have your own thoughts.
In a bit of a bubble, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And you also miss that beautiful scenery, which is a downfall. But you do get to like kind of wake up the next morning in a different location completely.
Pop up somewhere else. Yeah. I guess the other con was the sleep.
Yeah.
It's hard, and each day is different depending on where the next roadhouse is or where the next water is. So our waking and sleeping times were inconsistent each day. We couldn't get a pattern, and that made it quite fatiguing. Yeah.
We were exhausted.
Yeah. So yeah, we rolled into town pretty early in the morning, 9:30. We had set up a warm showers stay with Donna and Nick, which has been incredible. We had some time to ourselves that first morning before they got back, so we got super busy, didn't we? We went to
so many jobs.
Bakery and got some good stuff. Joel, I haven't forgotten about the 24 donuts. That's happening. Woolies weren't selling them. I'm on it. Got my light fixed, which was great, because that's been out for about a week. Haven't been able to charge things and had to tuck away behind Libby in the dark.
Yeah.
So I got some rewiring done, went to a camp store and got new gas canisters, and then a big food shop. The next stretch is a 7-day gap in between big supermarkets. So we did a 7-day food shop, which is heavy, but cool to sort of challenge ourselves and see how far we can stretch. So I did the food shop, came here and met Donna and Nick, and they've been amazing. We've stayed here 2 nights now. Well, tonight's the second. They've had some amazing adventures themselves. They've done some horseback riding through Mongolia. They've sailed around the world. Nick's ridden around Australia. So we've been picking his brain, and they've both ridden the Americas on their push bikes as well. So wealth of knowledge, and it's been awesome.
And Donna's also a coffee roaster. She's got her own business. And look at these that she's given us. 2 beautiful packages. One's a medium roast and one's a medium dark.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
So we're set up for a while now.
They smell so good.
They smell so good. So that's Ningaloo Roast, if you're interested. So yeah, yesterday we hung out. We just got the maps out and started looking at plans for the future. So that was great, because they've got some really good local knowledge of the roads out here and which are the best ways. And then today we got to go out and see the yacht and help get that set up, because they're about to go off on their own trip for the next month. That was great. We don't have any experience with boats at all, so that was a good bit of fun. And headed down, had a swim. We just chilled out. It's public holiday today, so no shops open. It's forced us to settle. Just
relax.
Yeah.
So we've decided on plans for the next section. We're going to head north a little bit. We're going to bypass Coral Bay and Exmouth, because they're just going to be too busy during school holidays. So we're going to head north and then cut across to Tom Price, which is the end of our 7-day stretch, and then we'll be on to Karajini National Park. and then we haven't planned the rest.
Yeah.
But that's super exciting.
It's really exciting. There's some cool station stops out there for quite cheap on rivers. So it seems like we've passed the dry, and now we're getting up to like the end of wet season region. So all of the rivers look like they're full. All of the stations are just opening up. So yeah, we're kind of getting into a little bit more lush territory, and some big gorges are starting to open up near us. So yeah, 7-day stretch, but we're really pumped.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
We got some good direction. Yeah.
So tune in next episode 24.
That's it.